What's up, Giants fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I want to talk about Big Blue continuing to bolster up their defense heading into 2025 with a couple major additions. And one of them, I think, a guy who may see some time starting in 2025, and it's veteran defensive end Chauncey Golston coming over from the Dallas Cowboys. Inks a 3-year, $19.5 million deal. Played 17 games in 2024 with 13 starts. He got a lot of extra action this year due to injury, and he was very impressive in those 13 starts. Had 56 tackles, 5.5 sacks, 5 TFLs, 8 QB hits, 5 passes defended, a pick, and a fumble recovery. So he's coming off a career year. Took advantage of the missed time by Micah Parsons, played 72% of the defensive snaps, 37% of special team snaps, just 27 years old, 6'5", 269. You can put him out in the 5-tech position. He can play the 4-eye as well. He creates good leverage underneath opposing tackles. Third-round pick out of Iowa in 2021 by the Dallas Cowboys. He was mainly a reserve his first 3 NFL seasons. We talked about what he did last year, but prior to that, he worked more on the interior back when Dan Quinn was the defensive coordinator out in Dallas. 2 years ago, he had 3 starts, appearing in all 17 games, 1.5 sacks, 25 tackles, 3 QB hits. In that year, though, where he played more of that defensive tackle role, I should say, in that 3-tech spot, he was 7th among 129 DTs in pass rush win rate. So this guy can get out to the opposing quarterback. And in the ever so evolving NFL, modern passing style, you need guys like this on your roster. And not only that, you need depth at this position. And he checks off both of those aforementioned boxes. 2022, mainly a reserve, had 2 TFLs with a sack in 15 games played with 22 stops. 2021, similar stat line, 32 stops this time, 4 QB hits, a sack, and 15 games played. This move adds depth behind Kayvon Thibodeaux and Brian Burns. It means Azeez Ojulari is likely on the outs looking elsewhere. I think Ojulari would have commanded a little bit more money than this. And at this point of his career, I just didn't think he was very healthy enough to stick around. Chauncey Golston is. He's been relatively healthy throughout his first 4 NFL seasons, so I'm definitely excited about that. We'll see what he could do with this defense as well. We know the Giants brought back Tamon Fox. I think Golston is a clear step or 2 ahead of Fox. I think he fits in nicely right now behind Kayvon Thibodeaux and Brian Burns, and I think he can help out Dexter Lawrence, Nacho, and the newly acquired Robertson Harris on the interior. So this is all good news. Joe Schoen taking these defensive concerns seriously. Teams ran up and down them way too much last year. And in the second half of the season, when Thibodeaux and Ojulari were hurt, QBs had too much time throwing. Oh, and Dexter Lawrence as well. Special teams continues to bulk up. Second-year special teams coordinator Michael Gobriel probably had a say in this one. Giants bringing in Chris Board, a veteran linebacker, signing a 2-year deal up to $6 million. He's an experienced guy who's played on good football teams. 7 years in the NFL, played over 80% of special team snaps for all the teams that he's been on. 114 regular season games, 4 starts on defense, 155 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and 3 passes defended. When he's in on defense, he's more just a plug-and-play type of guy if there's an injury or if you're running a certain scheme. And he spent majority of his career thus far with the Baltimore Ravens. He spent his entire rookie deal there when he signed on and made the team as a UDFA back in 2018. Then he went to Detroit in 2022, New England in 23, and back to the Ravens last year. This means the Giants will likely not be bringing back Matthew Adams. I think Chris Board is better than Matthew Adams, and this past season with Baltimore, I think he proved it. He had just 1 defensive start, but he pretty much played in every game. 80% of special team snaps last year. That led all Ravens players. Had 30 stops and a fumble recovery. 30 tackles for a special teams guy is pretty good. Matthew Adams did not really scratch the surface of that. Carter Coughlin and Cam Brown in years prior, not so much either. Fifth in the NFL with 65 special teams tackles since 2018. In 2020, Board had 2.5 sacks and 5 QB hits, so he is capable of getting to the quarterback once in a blue moon if you want to deploy him in that regard. Last year, Matthew Adams missed a lot of time due to injury, Carter Coughlin as well, so this move, I think, provides stability. He's been relatively healthy throughout his career, and most importantly, he's played on winning football teams, and you want to instill a winning culture into this Giants organization. I think Chris Board is an awesome guy to get. Folks, let me know what you think about the additions of Chauncey Golston and Chris Board. I personally like them both a lot. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media on Instagram and YouTube at Big Blue Avenue. Ring the bell for notifications. Smash that like button. Please subscribe if you like what you're watching. Let me know what you think of these two additions. Do you think Golston could start on this defense? Do you think Board could be among special teams leaders and, help to bolster this Giants team, bring some winning plays in 2025? Appreciate you all. We'll keep on going with these free agency videos as news comes out. And without further ado, let's go Big Blue.